Okay, we are live. Om Ganana Tva Ganapati Gamavame Kavim Kavinam Upamashravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspada Anashrinvan Nudibisi Sadanam Shimaha Ganapataye Namaha Prano Devi Saraswati Vaje Bhirvajini Vati Dinam Vitrevatu Maha Saraswati Namaha Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Gurave Sarvalokanam Vishaje Bhavaroginam Nidhaye Sarva Vidyanam Shri Dakshinamurtaye Namaha अस्मिन् गुरुचरणारविन्दाभ्यां नमः देवीं वाचमजनयन्त देवाः तां विश्वरूपा पशवो वदन्ति सा नो मन्द्रेषु मूर्जन्दुहाना धेनुर्भागस्मान् उपतिष्ठतैतु व्यासं वसिष्ठनप्तारं शक्तेः पौत्रमकल्मषं पराशरात्मजं वन्दे श्वतारं तपोनिधिं व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः शिवशक्तिसमारम्भां भास्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मश्रीनाथपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् श्री ललिता महात्रिपुर सुंदरी समेत श्री चंद्रमौलीश्वराय नमः श्री कांची कामकोटि पीठाधिपति जगद्गुरु श्री शंकराचार्य श्री चरणयोः प्रणामाः श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. So those who have already watched my morning YouTube video, don't respond quickly. Give others a chance and then you respond. Those who have not watched my video today, then you can attempt to answer the questions based on your knowledge. Right or wrong, don't worry about it. Or at least answer. Raji, ungal video peditha and you're on mute. All of you can unmute yourself. There's no harm. It's okay. So when we say Navagraha Suktam, right? So we are obviously talking about Navagraha. So what do you know about Navagrahas?
The 9 planets.
Okay. Can somebody list it one by one in a very structured way?
In a distance, from the distance we can say Mercury, that is Buddha, Venus, that is Shukra, Earth of course is we are already there, Mars is Kuja, Jupiter is the Guru, Saturn is Shani, and I'm not very sure about Neptune. Of course, other grahas are Rahu and Ketu, and of course the Chandra and Surya.
Suryan, Chandran, Angaragan, Buddhan, Guru, Shukran, Saniswan, Rahu, Ketu.
Correct. Both answers are correct. And it is very interesting to see that US people are answering more than India people. India team also was not able to answer this. It is actually a very concerning pointer. I'm not saying this as a joke or to mock somebody, but the fact that in living in Papa Bhumi, still we are more informed. So that is good. But it's also an opportunity for people to know what you don't know. It's never too late in life, right? So tell me one thing, is Neptune and Pluto not part of our solar system?
Yes. They're part, but they're not considered for our, when you talk about astrology as such. I mean, there are some astrologers who take it, but usually in astrology, in our shastras, generally they don't talk too much about it.
Correct. So
there is also another graha which comes in that Hattan called Mandi. I don't know if that is one of this Neptune or
Mandi.
அது சனி கிரகத்தை சுற்றி வருது.
I think Neptune Pluto is completely different. I'll go by the benchmark because we are Americans, so we can take the benchmark of our own country. NASA itself claimed Neptune and Pluto as part of our solar system. Then they said no. Then they said yes. Then they said no. So currently, I don't know what is their position on Neptune and Pluto. Beauty is what we learn, Navagraha Suktam, and all the Jyotisha Shastra, which is all part of Vedas, is thousands and thousands of years old. So where did you get all this intellectual property, the knowledge of the grahas, the impact of the grahas on us, the positions of the grahas, the calculations? Every day I'm posting now for Mahalaya Bhaksham, Titi, Nakshatram, etc., to the precise point of saying, if you do before this, then this is the Nakshatram or Titi. If we do after this, is the Nakshatram or Titi. Where is the source?
I think it's all in the
Panchanga.
Vedas, right?
Huh?
It's all in the Vedas.
No. Part of Vedangam is Jyotisha Shastra. right? Natya Shastra, Sangeeta Shastra, Jyotish Shastra is all part of the Vedas. But I'm saying, where is the source for them to get such accurate distances and calculations in terms of what is rotating or revolving around what? Yeah. The fact that Earth is at a 23-degree axis itself, something that people did not know. And there are this modern day and age, without trying to become political in a spiritual class, there are still some communities that believe Earth is flat. Okay. So, more than mocking the other person, I want us to be so proud of our system and explain these things to the next generation. See, Vedic Sampradaya, I'm not here to give Sanskrit Upanyasa, which there are thousands of people doing it. You can buy a CD and you can listen to all those things. I'm trying to keep it very dumb and simple to the point where you can take this and tell the kids, this is what it is. Whether they get convinced or not, it is their problem. At least they cannot say that you never gave me the knowledge. So they will understand what we are doing, why we are doing, and what is the basic system and how scientific it is. It is not backward, it is extremely progressive, extremely advanced. That is the crux. So, how did our people know all these things? So, we all have understood about the Shat Chakra and the energy in our body, etc., right? And I've also talked about how we don't do shake hands because of same energy concepts, right? We do this. So, mudra, everything is around the energy concept. So, do you believe that there are sounds that exist around us that we cannot hear?
Yes. Yes.
So, ours is an audible range. There are certain things that are existing, but it is not in our audible range. So, can we deny the existence of that?
No.
So, if we didn't have the instrumentation, we would be arguing to death and saying, "Oh, nothing of that sort exists. It's all a fiction of imagination, hallucination, blah." And we'll try to win an argument. Same way, light rays. There are things that we can't see, right? So, if you really look at it, infants have got a very high capacity to hear many things. Women have got a much higher capacity to hear. The frequencies that they can hear, the range and the frequencies to which they can hear is more than men. And as you age, that hearing capacity goes down. So there will be some noises in the alarm in the house also. It could be a fire protection alarm or some other alarm or battery dying down. I wouldn't even hear that Vidya and other people, Sharanya, Nitya, they will all hear it. Like, point I'm trying to make it is, we can't rely on those five senses, that if I can see, if I can touch, if I can hear, only then I will be convinced. Otherwise, I'm not. The underlying point I'm trying to make is that there is a whole world and life out there which we don't know, just because we can't see, we can't hear, so that should be the basis for the children to explore and listen to what we are saying and give it a chance. Educate yourself and then make an informed decision. Oh, I read everything. Thank you so much. I'm not interested. Right? So the energy concept is there in everything. For example, if you see any major puja or anything, Shraddham that we do, first thing we do is to wear the Pavitram. Correct? Punyavachanam, Kumbha Kalashatla, Kurcham. Shraddham you do on Kurcham. Everything is on the Darbha, that grass. Eclipse also, somebody asked in the morning. Darbha, a piece of Darbha grass is put on all the food. Right? Any idea why it is required? What is the science behind it?
Because I think it has that kind of power where it can repel any negative energies and all, because it's considered to be a very different kind of grass which is empowered in its own way. That is the reason, I think.
Okay, anybody else wants to give it a shot?
To purify, to disinfect.
It has the capacity to control the radiation power.
Okay. We have studied the story about the elephant and the different people trying to figure out what it is, right? It reminds me of that story.
Yes.
All of you are right, but everybody is aware of one part of the story, right? How about that, we just get to summing up all this knowledge and say, yes, this is what we know now, confidently. So, that it is about energy is important. Eclipse, do you understand that there are certain light that doesn't pass through? Like blue light and ultraviolet rays, they don't pass through. Okay, now you know. Be very specific when you're talking to the kids. Right? They want proof, they want science. Everything is science. They want to validate the knowledge that existed millions of years ago with a knowledge that is 150 years old. Fine. Ready for the challenge. So what is the purpose of the blue rays and ultraviolet rays? It causes disinfection. It controls the microorganism growth. So in eclipse, when those things are blocked, anything that is having any microorganism is likely to explode into the growth. Like if you know what is curd formation, what is the process, if you know, it is an explosive growth of the bacteria. Correct? So you put darba grass on anything that is cooked on fire because it contains those bacteria which are likely to grow exponentially during that time frame. A property of darba grass was compared with many other types of grass in a very scientific study. And they found out that darba grass has got hierarchical nanostructures. Nanostructures means small parts broken into. It attracts all those bacteria into the grass. It does not repel.
Oh, okay.
That is very important. This also is meant for that attraction. Darba grass attracts the energies towards it, not repels it. So, from a microorganisms control perspective, you're protecting the food and anything that is likely to ferment in the eclipse time frame. You go to the Pavana Suktam or Punyavachanam, you do the Kurcham because I am now energizing everything through the sound. But I have blocked everything with Mavalai and Tenga and everything on top of it with Vastram. How does that sound energy reach the water inside? That is the conductor. That is the conductor. Again, now you understand in Darbha, you remove the tip. It is called Katta Darbai. Both ends are flat. Correct? That's of no use. You need the tip. Yeah. So while creating the Pavitram or Kurcham, if you break the tip, it is not of any use.
So when you're putting it in food, how do you put? You put the whole thing, or do you cut into pieces? And
You can cut it into pieces. You can cut it into 10 pieces and put it. It's not a problem.
yeah,
But
that's what I thought.
but we are very stingy people, right? Ghee, thereby all of these things we want to save so that we can build a mansion in LA. I mean, I'm coming from the same background. I'm not mocking at anybody. We know how much of a hardship we have lived through. But now that we are living here, now that we are educating ourselves, can we make those changes and adjustments? Because we know scientifically what it means. Correct? So, Navagraha Puja is part of every puja that we do. Are you getting what I'm saying? Go back and think. There is not a major puja that you will do without a Navagraha Puja.
Sure.
It means our rishis understood the effect of all the planetary movements around us and the impact that it has on us. Some other time I will discuss more about, maybe in some other class, the whole sun moon concept and the connection with the Panchabhutas and how it impacts us, etc. That connection I will establish some other time. But please understand, they knew the impact of all these planets on us. So what they're saying is, you satisfy them. Chant those mantras, chant those suktams, and if you can afford, do homa. Because again, homa is the fastest, express delivery overnight, like Amazon Prime Mari. Pota இன்னைக்கு டக்குன்னு நாளைக்கு போயிடும், or same day. Whereas other pujas, archanas, etc. are 5-day ground shipping. And there also, if the label is not correct, it will go to somebody else. Like the delivery guys will always deliver my package to the neighbor and their package to our places, and we'll keep searching with them. All these things will happen. ஸோ அதனால வந்து நம்ம சொல்லி சொல்லுவோம், பூனா ஐம் டாக்கிங் டு யூ, ராம் ஐம் டாக்கிங் டு யூ, ராஜி ஐம் டாக்கிங் டு யூ, ரைட்? It's very important. We laugh these things out because we take things for granted, but these are the foundations of that. So again, the effect of the negative energies of those planets on us has to be neutralized. That is where we do this puja. So how many of you know about the puja itself? I'm not talking of the mantra, procedure, etc. The setup, do you know anything about it?
Each planet has a color, it has a grain, and it has to be arranged in a particular order.
Wonderful. அடி இன்னைக்கு யுஎஸ்ஏ இன்னைக்கு பிஞ்சிட்டு இருக்குல்ல அதெல்லாம்.
Yeah, there is a map for it. When you do Satyanarayana Puja, they actually tell where exactly each of the planets
Okay.
need to be put.
So purpose of attending this class is that after you attend this class, you are supposed to be knowledgeable, right? The purpose of the knowledge is to teach your other people in your family so that they are informed, they get excited and they want to learn about all these things, but also to make the life of your Vadyar easy. How about that you know how to set it up, you know what to do, you know what dhanyam and what vastram is supposed to be for what, and what position they have to be arranged. Let us say you are knowledgeable. You set it up before the Vadyar comes. He is very happy. He says, I have less work to do. He will focus more on the puja. Correct? So I don't know how many of you have been attending pujas at my home. All the regular core attendees are not in the class, so I'm saying that. Whether it is Shraddham or whether it is puja, Vadyars don't come and do setup in my house. That is a tribute that I have to give to my Veda Guru. Had I not learnt it in 74, today I would have been clueless. Whatever Vadyar says, or best, whatever Giri trading says is the ultimate Veda Vaka. Here, it is not so. So, number one, position. The positions are different. And one more information which I learned today. Again, it's something that I learned today. If you go to the temples, there are 2 types of layouts for Navagraha. Actually, there are 3. Most temples follow the Agama Shastra, where sun is in the center and the other planets are north, east, south, west, etc. Whereas Vedic Shastra, it is slightly different. I'm going to create a PDF document of both and share it with all of you so that you never get into a fight. You know, rule number 1 is I said, if you want to learn from a class, you never go outside and fight with people. You are wrong, I'm right. Kumar has taught me this. No. If somebody says you're talking crap, yes sir, thank you so much, I'll go back to my guru and say that you have taught me crap. It can be a one-to-one private conversation amongst ourselves. We are not here to teach the world, right? We will share what we know. If they want to take it, fine. If they don't want to take it, that's also fine. Because all this knowledge is for us and our friends, neighbors, family who believe in us. So, I'm not able to share the screen for the actual full yantram which I have got, but I will share that as a document. Let me share here and show you how powerful these concepts are. Oh, sorry. Why is this not being shared? Oh, sorry. Got it. I picked up the wrong tab. Okay, are you all able to see this? My screen? So, slightly complicated. If you don't get it, forget it. No problem. So, Earth. This is Earth. Earth is rotating by its own axis. Earth is also revolving around the sun. Got it? So that plane on which the Earth revolves around the sun, the plane, if you plate it like a plate, a flat plate, Sun is in the center, Earth is here, Earth is revolving around the sun. That is called the ecliptic sphere or the ecliptic plane. So imagine that as a plate. Then the moon is revolving around the Earth. Correct? So the yellow color is the ecliptic sphere. The gray color one is the moon's path. And they are not in the same concentric, same plane. They are slightly like this. So this circle is slightly like this. This circle is slightly at a different angle. Okay? The point where they intersect, the 2 points where they intersect are called the ascending node and the descending node. This north node, lunar node, this moon's path, north lunar node is the Rahu, position of Rahu. The south is Ketu. So next time if somebody says, oh great, your system is able to identify all the planets, etc., where is the diagram, where is the position for Rahu and Ketu, you're not clueless. And my request to all of you is whatever you learn here, memorize it nicely, learn it in such a way that you can speak full sentences. Don't throw pieces of information like that elephant story. Oh, this is the rope, this is the ladder, this is the column. That answer should stop. Only then you can convince the next generation, right? So this is one diagram for Rahu and Ketu. The significance of that is, you see the eclipses that are determined. It is so multi-dimensional, complex result of various geometries. Moon is rotating around its own, revolving around the Earth. Earth is rotating on its own, it's revolving around the sun. So there are so many planes that are intersecting the path. And imagine such multidimensional complex geometry is calculated where you are sitting today in the USA and you're saying, okay, I'm going to have Grahanam at 10:30 in the morning up to 10:30 in the night up to 11:45, 11:42. Such precise timing they're able to give. So it is basically a field by itself, which you can study and graduate, in which all mathematical computations formulas are given. One last word on Panchangam is there are 2 types of Panchangam, because every time you cannot talk of detailed calculations, right? Every time you cannot afford to have detailed calculations. So there is a high level approximation Panchangam which is available, which is based on postulates. The general rule, applying general principle and general rule. Whereas there is a detailed Ganita Panchangam where they go to detailed calculations, and this is available for every year in advance. But still, our ancestors knew that they don't know what they don't know. So they wait till January of the year, as per the Gregorian calendar, or January they wait and find out the actual position, whether it matches with their assumptions or not, whether their calculations are right or wrong. Only then they do the final calculation, because now they know in the next 2-3 months is not going to be a major variance. And that is why they release the Panchangam just a couple of months before our new year. Otherwise, you can say, if they know everything, why don't they print all the books for everything? Whereas in Ashtangam, if you know, they don't compute it every year. Ashtangam is there for infinity. Right? That's the beauty of Ashtangam. And I was proud to hear Raghuji talking about it this time, where they're working very closely with the Kanchi Mathams and Sringeri Matham to promote Ashtangam in a much bigger way and create an awareness in a much bigger way. Okay. So having said that, yantras are complex geometric representations of the behavior of anything, any devata. Form, characteristics, influences, how you can connect with it, how it influences you, how you can get impacted by that devata is represented in a geometric format, which means they were so advanced in those days. And just so you know, yantras are not just for us, for the purpose that I described. Yantras, I believe I've read somewhere, were also used as a means of communicating to the other aliens how advanced a society you are. So when you see from the sky, there are many places, even in the US, where people say that they can see a Sri Yantra. So temples in ancient India, one view is what you see. There is another view that they see from the top view. Only if you're an engineer, probably you can relate to what I'm saying. There is a top view which will look different. There is a side view which will look different. There is a right side view, left side view, front view, right? So yantras were also used as a message to other people. Don't mess around with us. This is how advanced we are, right? So if you don't have a time to do all the yantras, my teacher has taught me this simple yantra, which is a simplified version. As you know, I've told you in Sanatana Dharma, you have got multiple options. Learn the best. If you can't learn this, if you can't at least practice this, 2-3 options are always there. So this is the lazy option. Simple. So either which you can do the column. The diagram is what you need to draw. And it is also showing you the positions of the various planets. So I'm going to share this document for multiple languages in a more readable format with the diagrams, etc. And it also tells you Yajamanaha, means those who cannot read Tamil. This is Yajamanaha here. That means where you are sitting as the Yajamana to do the puja. Right? Karak, this is east. So this is Yajamana, this is east. So you sit in front of the Agni Gundam if you're doing both Homam and Puja. If you do a Homam, you have to have a Navagraha set and the Kumbham. It's a mandatory thing that is required on the side. The Varuna Kumbham, the main Kalasham is set up towards the east side and the far end of the Navagraha, in the center. This is Varuna. Okay. This is east. Bottom is south. This is west. This is north. So what you see is the Padma Kamalam is just a diagram that you draw before you start the column. So you do the diagram the way it is shown here. This is for Budha. This is for Shukra. This is for Soma, which is a rectangle. Angaraka is a triangle. Rahu is like a bell. Right? Shani is like a bow and arrow. Ketu is like a flag. Guru is like a rectangle. Aditya is a circle. Then you position Durga, Ganapati, Kshetrapala, Avayankara, Vastu Devata, all of these Nakshatra Devata, all of these things are positioned here. If you want to go more detailed and more elaborate. So what you do is basically you have Vettalai, bitter leaves, Pak, which is all for Upacharam. Because you are invoking the Devatas and you have to do Upacharam. Either you can do 16 detailed Upacharas or at least minimum 5 Upacharas. So when you see Vadyas doing it, they're going to chant the Sooktams, they're going to chant the mantras for the particular Graha, invoke the Devata, Dhyayami, Avahayami, etc., and that Vettalai, Pak, Vastram, everything is for the Upacharas, including fruits, either an apple or a banana. Clear? Dubam Devam, we always show from outside. But for each Graha Devata, you set it up in that respective position. Everything self-contained. So if you can set up all these things before the Vadyar comes, you get a fantastic, and you put the yantra below that. For people who can draw column, this is going to take 10 more minutes. It's not a big deal at all. Is this informative?
Sure.
Yeah. So why yantra also, you know now. Okay.
ஒரேடியா போட்டா போதுமா ரெண்டடியா போடணுமா
என்னது?
ஒத்தடியா போட்டா
ஜஸ்ட் போடுறது தான் இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். பொடி கோலம் போட்டால் கூட பரவாயில்ல, ஏழை கோலம் போட முடியலனாக்கா. And can somebody translate that into Telugu? Those who are bilingual. Oh, bilingual people don't know what is.
அது ரங்கோலி
No, you have to put with that BM Pindi, which you say, right? BM Pindi column or
rice flour.
BM rice flour.
With rice flour, you can draw.
One is the powder dry, one is the wet one which you use with the cloth. Either one.
Got it. Yeah.
Okay. So
ಅಕ್ಕಿ ನೆನೆಸಿ ಅದು ರುಬ್ಬಿ ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ
ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ನೀವು.
ಅಂದ್ರೆ
ಇಲ್ಲ
ಎಲ್ಲ
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪುಡಿ ಹಾಕಿನೂ
ರಂಗೋಲಿ ಪುಡಿ ಅದರಲ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಹೌದು.
ಇದೆಲ್ಲೋ ನೀರು ಹಾಕಿ ಅದು ಇದು ಮಾಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಕ್ಕಿ ಹಿಟ್ಟು ನೀರ್ ಕಲ್ಸಿ
ಡ್ರೈ ಪುಡಿನೂ ರಂಗೋಲಿ ಹಾಕ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
Okay. But thank you.
ಎರಡು
Wow.
ಅಕ್ಕಿ ಪುಡಿನೇ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು.
US is the most resourceful team. Please, my request to all of you is you attend all the classes. It will make me also very excited to teach many things. No, I don't want to complain. The number of people in the UK India batch is fewer because a couple of them are busy. So, due respect, there are also very knowledgeable people there. Very knowledgeable people. I'm just making a lighter moment of the class. So let us get to the Suktam. There are two ways of people doing the puja. So now don't question the Vadyar just because you suddenly got to know something more. I've seen Vadyars going by Sunday, Monday, Tuesday sequence, but doing the Avahanam, etc. at the right place. They'll take the Darbakatta like this and show, boom, do here. So you don't have to know what Devata is where. There are Vadyars who will go as per this sequence. Both. So the numbering system, the number 1, 2, 3 in my document is precisely for the sequence in which you do if you are following the graha, the positions. The Sunday, Monday, you already know the sequence, so you don't need a numbering for that, right? So either way, if they do it, it is okay. I've seen both. So don't have to question and say, oh, you're not doing it. The problem in the document, the biggest mistake is the Adidevata and Pratyadi Devata. Adidevata and Pratyadi Devata are inappropriately typed. It's supposed to be the opposite of that. So I'll correct it and send it. Okay, for that, for right now, you ignore that. Okay, ba?
Okay.
All right. So, any questions so far?
Very informative.
Good. So, your Vadyar should tell you, I enjoy coming to your house and doing it because you know it and you're doing it. I'm telling you, I mean, as much as we complain and we whine about the Vadyars, the honest fact is if you go speak to them, everybody is knowledgeable and they are highly capable. They can do a lot more if you know how to get the best out of them by two things. Save their administrative and setup work. Right? They have a fixed time window. They can't just infinite amount of time for you. So my theme has always been challenge them to their knowledge. Say that, demonstrate your knowledge and I want to enjoy. I want to see and hear what you do rather than wrap it up in 10 minutes and 15 minutes. When they see that the environment is conducive, they give out their best. Second, don't keep them waiting. If you know what the sequence is, if you know what a tambulam is, if you know what a Nevedyam is, you know what is the difference in Mahanevedyam, what are all supposed to be there, how it is to be positioned, where it is to be kept. Basics like put a Udarni Jalam and wipe that place before you keep the Nevedyam. All those basics, Prokshanam. If you keep the setup ready, including, Dubam Dibam, keep it ready. So the Vadyar has to just take it, show it, and he'll give it to you. Don't make him spend time in putting that Udubati back into the stand. I'm talking as an industrial engineer. Every activity you can save a lot of time. Be more efficient by planning, by support. And knowledgeable people, if you do, they will appreciate it. If you don't know what you're doing and you mess around with them and you mess around their process and flow, they'll say, Amma, I'll take care. This is psychology. So it's now up to you how to use this knowledge. I have always used this knowledge to the best of my ability. And I've enjoyed it. Every Vadyar that comes and does Udaga Shanti Arkatam, anything, you demonstrate the knowledge of Anushangam. You demonstrate that you know what the Anushangam is. You have scripts and you have learnt it. You see they give out the best. And they will also bring knowledgeable Vadyas, Ganapatikal to your home. Not that others are not important, but these are people who have studied much more. So these are tips. Navagraha Suktam is a very important Suktam. I will teach you Navagraha Suktam, Nakshatra Suktam. These are all like the bread and butter of our puja system. Learn it. I'll also teach you Pavamana Suktam. So when people do Punya Vajana, I'll also teach you Vastu Suktam. So at least when you do a Graha Pravesham, you are knowledgeable of most of the things that happens. I'll tell you about the Veda class kids. The 9-year-old kid learned Ayusha Sukta. All of these Suktam. They have done all these things. They've gone up to Achidram now. right? They are hardly 11 years of age. And they're all reading from English. None of them know Sanskrit. And Ram is a witness, so I'm not bluffing my way out. Some of the ladies have come and sat down in the class to hear them. These kids that are grown up in the US, amazing chanting, amazing Akshara Shuddhi, Matra Shuddhi, everything. The beauty is they learnt that you can do Ayushya Homam every year for everybody. That is the birthday, not the cake cutting and blowing of candles and, finishing the light off. We actually light in our system, not blow it off. That child is sitting with the Vadyar, chanting Ayushya Homa mantras in the homam that he is doing. He says, I will sit with you and chat. Vadyar is like, welcome. So excited. So, lots of advantages to learn these things properly. I'm here to teach without any frustration or restlessness. So, Surya, the first one. Adityayaya nu solluva. Om Asatyena Rajasa Vartamano Niveshayan Niveshayan Amritam Martyancha. Now, the next word, we will not do the full Rik now. You practice. I will share the audio file also. You practice it. And then next class, you do the full Rik. Okay. Now, the next one is Hiranyayena, Hiranmayena. Both are okay. Okay. So, Hiranmayena. Savita. Rathena Devo. இதுல ரெண்டு அவக்ரா இருக்கு. That is why I dragged the matra. Okay. So, Yate. Bhuvana Vepashyan. Koncha syncopanam. Somebody is starting too early, somebody is starting too late. So out of sync. Agnim Dutam. Again, the old Gisapita advice in the dialogue. Don't drag the A because it is Anudata. It is one matra. It should be Agnim, not Agnim. Avoid the tendency. Vrinimahe Hotaram. Okay, no, Vrinimahe, all of you are messing up. It is Vru which is Swarita. Vrinimahe. Vrinima. Ella udata. Nima ella udata. So, Vrinimahe Hotaram. Somebody is saying Vrinim. Don't start Vru Sudata. Vru Swarita. Vrini. Vr. Give it a blip. Hotaram. Vishvavedasam. Asya Yajnasya. Control the Sukratum. Yeshamīṣe Pashupatih Pashūnām. Don't say if. This also I have said many times. If you put the teeth on the lip, lower lip, Pashupatih, if it is F. We don't want F word, right? We want PH. Pashupatih. Pashūnām. Chatushpada Mutacha. Again, all of you are going out of sync. Are you getting distracted because of the hyphen? So, repeat exactly the way I am doing it. That way, you will not have any confusion. Everybody, don't go and read the PDF again. So, Chatushpada Mutacha. Correct. So the hyphen was given to ensure that your anudata for mu is picked up properly. Okay. Dvipadam Nishkritoyam Yagniyam Bhagametu Rajasposha Yajamanasya Santu. Now after this, you always say Om Adidevata Pratyadidevata Sahitaya Adityaya Namaha. This is part of the story. After you do the dhyana, avahana, etc., or if it is homam, what will happen is where there is a double line right after sukratum. Up to that point, they will chant like Satye Narajasa Vartamano Niveshanna Mritam Mratyancha Hiranmaye Nasavita Rathena Devo Yati Bhuvana Vipashyan Agnim Dutam Pranimahe Hotaram Vishvavedasam Asya Yajnasya Sukritam Swaha Sukritagga Swaha. That is how they will do the ahuti. Then the next one will be the second one. Yeshamīṣe Pashupati Pashūnām Chatushpada Bhutachatripada Swaha Nishkritoyan Dijam Bhagametu Ajasposha Yajamanasya Santu Swaha. There will be at least three ahutis like that. But the first one they will repeat it 3 times. Okay. So these are patterns. Some people will just chant the whole thing and do one ahuti. There are various methods by which people do it. Again, we have to optimize the nehi and expenses on nehi, right? Which is very, very expensive. So it's all up to you, right? So here up to Adidevata, Pratyadevata, Sahita, Somaya, Chandraya. It is like Satya, Santu, Yajamanasya that we do after every chapter, right? Then there are some people that will make the Ashirvadam shorter, longer. This is the shortest version. Somagraha dosho nirdosho astu. Script like कर ले Adidevata, Pratyadevata का. Oh, sorry, Aditya Devata, sorry. We are in this thing. Aditya Graha Dosho Nirdosho Astu Abdina, this Chulva, right? So, next, let us go to Chandra, which is Soma. Apyayasva Sametute Sametute Okay, I'll break it down. Okay. கொஞ்சம் ஃபோக்கஸ் பண்ணுங்க. ஆப்யாயஸ்வ சமேதுதே விஸ்வதः சோம Again, control the V, Anudata V. It is one matra. You should not drag it. Vrishniyam. Bhavavajasya sangathe. No. Please listen. Somebody is chanting Bhava, Bhava. No, don't change it. Bhava. I'm so clear and loud. I'm chanting loud also. So, Bhavavajasya sangathe. Apso me. Apso me somo. I can hear that apso me loud and clear again and again. So whoever is doing it, you need to practice it. Otherwise, I'm repeating the same advice over and over again, which is not good. Right? So it should be very crisp. Apso. You see how quickly I'm picking up the ip. Apso me. That is how you have to chant. Okay. Abra Vedantar. Abravidantar. Only one da is Anudata. Everything is Udata. Abravidantar. Correct. Vishwani Bheshaja. Agnincha. Vishvashambhuva. Mapascha. Vishvabheshajihi. Gauri Vimaya. Are you all able to hear that somebody is chanting very slow, somebody is chanting very fast? So try to sync up and match with my timing. That way all of you will come to the same thing. Salilani. Takshat Yekapadi. Vipadi. Sachatushpadi. Ashtapadi. Navapadi. Babhovushi. Sahasrakshara. Parame Vyoman. Same way. Om Adidevata Pratyadidevata Sahitaya Somaya Namaha. If you notice, most places you will see Ma Swarita Ya Anudata. Adityayaya Namaha Ma Swarita. Again. Some places I have seen people saying Chandraya Namaha instead of Somaya Namaha. Very rare, but mostly it is Somaya Namaha. Same way, Somagraha Dosho Nirdosho Astu. That is Swasti, Ashirvada. Prayer. Whatever, if there is a Graha Dosham, Nirdosho, remove the doshams. That is the. So some Bhadyar can make it a very elongated Swasti also. That is not a problem. Okay. It all depends on the time. Okay. So next. Om Udbudhyaswagne. Very good. Very good. That is good. I don't know whether you all watched the morning video or whether you were very alert. Correct. Yes, I intentionally did it to make sure that you are all following it. Good. So Tuesday, Mars, Mangala, right? Again, the Adidevata is Prithvi or Earth, and Pratyadi Devata is Kshetrapala. Om Agnir Murdha. Deva Kakotpate. Prithivya Ayam. Apagam. Retagam Sijinvati. The call is going to end in 2 minutes. If it stops halfway, it is okay. I'll continue in the next class, but let us continue as long as it goes. Shona Prithivi. Yeah, not shouldn't be dragged that long. It's only 2 matra. Only 2 matra, okay? Bhavadrakshara. Niveshani. If possible, all of you send me your audio recording so I know how much you're getting and where I need to correct in the next class. I'll do the fixing accordingly. Yacha Nash. Sharma Sapratha. We'll stop here and it's going to end up abruptly. I don't want that. Take care. I hope the class was useful. Give your feedback. That way I'll be motivated to teach more and more. All right. Thank you. Take care. Good night.
Thank you.